I mean, they may win a national championship. First of all, they're really good, and they're really old, and their men were playing against our boys. I thought most of the night. You can't get off to a start like that and try and dig out of a hole against a team like that. We're struggling right now on offense. Defensively, even though they got some layups and they had some putbacks, that's enough if we're in any kind of semblance of our offensive rhythm. But we're in search mode, and we got to try and figure out how to find it.
That's the second straight team that's made it difficult for you. How can you flip it back and make it difficult for teams to guard you? You haven't been able to do that the last couple of months.
I have absolutely no freaking idea right now, but I am going to spend a lot of time tonight and tomorrow, and I told my guys, I said, I got to try and figure out how to help you.
And then you have no idea about that offensively. How does that compound it when all of a sudden 2 minutes in, it's 12 now?
Yeah, that's
you're
digging out of a hole. And again, we gave ourselves chances. I tell you, it would have been interesting to see how the second half would have been if we didn't turn it over 3 times in the last 3 minutes. When you're getting a little bit of momentum, the zone bought us some time, but we've been scoring in the 50s for a while. And when you score in the 50s, you lose a lot of those. And we have, and we've got to try and find a rhythm. We're you get into the dog days of the season, and it gets interesting sometimes. I don't think we've been in a very good rhythm since the bye week. It's and I don't know if you lose practice rhythm, whatever. But I told him, I said, we'll figure it out, because that's what we usually do around here. We usually figure it out. And I said the focus for Saturday is on our seniors. We'd love to send Zach and Berg out of here with a win. Those guys deserve it. They've had a great. I thought Zach August in an ugly afternoon again was just a warrior. He's been flat out fabulous. So we're searching. When your guards can't get going like that, and I love my guards, and our guards have been a key. We won't beat many teams. So, but I give a lot of credit to Miami. That's the most impressive group that's come in here, and I thought anytime we showed a little bit of oomph, the men kind of said, not today. And they got a really good group.
How do you manufacture confidence? How do you Steve Astoria to keep shooting, to find that?
Yeah. No, Al, that's a fine line. I mean, certainly I don't want to overcoach our guys. I think we got to figure out maybe how to put them in work on our spacing a little bit more offensively. Could we get some easy buckets in transition? That helps you when you get a couple easy buckets in transition. But to talk to Steve and Demetrius about, I'm not going to talk to them about confidence. They're starting Saturday, and they better be ready to play the whole game and see if they can play their way. I think you got to play your way back into it through practice and a game.
You've overcome slow starts here. And
yeah.
If you knew how to avoid slow starts, you wouldn't have them. What going forward? You obviously can't afford them on neutral courts going forward.
No, I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure how you start. We went with Berg today to kind of open the floor a little bit, and that didn't help us. But of course, it's senior day, so I tend to think we would start him again because he's been such a loyal soldier. But we'll evaluate that. I'm not sure if a different guy in there helps us, and only one big guy. That's what we've gone to at times to kind of flow. But even when we've subbed and gone one big and had another shooter out there, that's not helped us lately either. So my feeling was in the second half you're kind of playing your main guys to see if they can dig out of it. I thought bringing off Bonzi off the bench, maybe we get him back into junkyard dog mode, because last time we brought him off the bench, he got on a great run. I kind of want to still do that because I think we got on a nice run with him doing that. But our guards are struggling, man. They've struggled, and they're really good, and we really need them to be good. And I got to try and help them. I got to figure out how to help them.
When you talk about being offensively efficient, what are the components that are missing? I mean, like you said, when your guards don't shoot well,
yeah,
it takes away from the efficiency.
I have one of the things that I think we really have to be better at is when we drive. We have been a really good drive and kick team, I don't think our guards have really drove and found that guy. I don't think we've been very clean on those passes. VJ would get a lot of those. Matt Ryan would get those. Those two guys, and I almost want to watch some film of the last couple games of any time D or Steve put it on the floor and what decision did that. Because I think we have some kicks for some shots, some clean shots, rhythm shots. I don't think we've made great decisions there. And let's coach it, let's drill it, and let's see if we can find, a rhythm there. But, certainly I think we get cleaner shots that way. Like they miss shots, but I sense some of those shots were really challenged. I feel we took hard shots we're taking hard shots the last week. How can we get them cleaner? And, we're still searching for that. So we got to try and help them.
Regardless of the last few games, I've just been going through some trends season over season, and almost year by year, the number of percentage of assisted baskets has gone down. And it's really low. I mean, it's historically low. It's 40% for you this year. Has that been in part a changeover of the offense and the approach since you've gotten into the ACC?
Well, not so much the ACC. I think it's personnel. When we had that great week that got us in the big dance, our two big guys were pounding people in the paint, second shots, posting stuff, going at people's throats. We had a little bit of that tonight. Zach did that. Bonzi did that. So we become and those two kind of drive it. Then Steve and Demetrius, we've told them to want to, go drive that sucker, get to the basket, get fouled. The foul line has been more of a weapon. So we've not been as reliant on the jump shot as we've been in this program. And so, and having said all that, we still were efficient in scoring at a good clip, scoring twos and getting free throws. But we haven't really even been able to do that lately. So so I'm not so hung up on, our assists, but just, can we screen a little better for our guys? And, I don't know. I'll be thinking about it all night.
What do you tell the guys when you all keep cutting it to 12, 11, 10 there in the second half, and it feels like you're about to break through?
Yeah.
And they hit another tough shot.
But it never really did.
Yeah.
I've been in this a lot.
Yeah.
That was kind of fake. I've been doing this a long time, and we got it to 12 or 11 against these guys. It was like, no. And hey, I told them in 7 minutes, I said, fellas, I've seen crazier things happen, and you've done crazier things to finish. Didn't have that feel today against this team because I really respect them and I think they're really good.
Like you said, they're the best team to come in here. The best team you've played all season.
Yeah, they are by far the best team. And I think when you look at their maturity and the age, they played together for 2 years. They're really a confident, poised group with a lot of different weapons. They're men. And then, I thought we really looked young at times. And credit to Miami how he's built the roster. I sure as heck hope a lot of those guys leave, right? Don't we have a lot of seniors? Their seniors are 23.
When you talk about men, are you a man or two short in the men department when you have to play a team like this?
Yeah, when you're playing, a team like that, no question. I mean, when you're playing Rex and Matt Ryan, and those guys have been great for us. I mean, I love their edge and their toughness. But when you're playing against a 23-year-old, 50-year guy, probably don't like the chances over time that way, and but I love what they've got to keep. We got to keep them confident because they've helped us get to the position we are, and there's certainly a lot to play for. But Saturday, I want it bad for Zach and Berg Saturday. I really do, and again we play. Our margin for error is not very. You've watched us all year. We've got 10 league wins, and we're in a pretty good position. But our margin for error against anybody is not much. So we're going to have to be really good to win on Saturday. I'd love to win for them and have a little bit of juice going to DC.
How concerned are you with the timing of the struggles? It's not as if it's January or something.
Yeah.
It's time to work it out before it really gets. I'm not so concerned because we do still have time to kind of figure it out and get into a rhythm. I mean, don't want to overreact to it. And again, the ebb and flow of a season and a team and how a guy shoots, it's I've been through it many, many times. So you try and ride through it and try and positively help your guys and teach. The worst thing would be for us to be tied up in knots on Saturday. We got to do this better. We got to do this better. Come on, man. All right, let's see if we can figure this out and see if we can make some shots to start the game. That would work. Thank you, guys.